Want to help me make this a happier and healthier world? Like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to work with me, go find me at ryanspence.biz. Hey everybody, Ryan Spence here. And first and foremost, before we get into the video, I want to thank everybody for all the new views, the new subs, all the new comments. I really appreciate that. Like, our channel is really taking off right now, and I really want to thank all of you, and you really help me out and help really the whole world out by getting, my message out to the world. So the number one way to lose weight, sleep better, and be happier is, drumroll please, reduce or eliminate alcohol. Yes, I said it, and before you shut off the video, I know that alcohol is a topic that tends to trigger a lot of people, or there's sometimes some judgment around, how much somebody drinks or doesn't drink. And so I don't come from a place of judgment. I come from a place of proven healthy habits, and reducing alcohol or eliminating it definitely is proven. And I'm going to tell you why here in a little bit. Alcohol is such a tricky thing because, alcohol advertisement and marketing and really just society kind of makes it like the norm that you should be drinking. That kind of creates a whole new mindset of, oh, well, if somebody's not drinking, then there's something wrong with them, right? So, that's not always the case, but sometimes you see that, especially with, people in the college age 20s, which, I'm no longer, of course, but, as I'm in my mid 30s. And certainly throughout my life, when I was losing my weight in my 20s and even in my 30s, just kind of maintaining my weight and having a healthy lifestyle, I took chastising from friends, going out to a restaurant, and they say, oh, you're not drinking? We're drinking. I'm like, okay, well, that's cool. You drink as much as you want. I just don't want to drink tonight, And the reason for that lifestyle change for me is just because I know how harmful alcohol is for, all the things that I mentioned earlier. Now, I'm not saying never drink again, and I'm not saying I don't drink. I still enjoy drinks with friends as well, but for me personally, I'm much more selective when I'm gonna drink, as opposed to when I was, back in college and in my early mid 20s, when I binge drink, just like what is really common here in the U.S. with most college students and people in their 20s. So I've been there, but I made the choice that, is drinking alcohol really worth it for me? And it really hasn't been. So how does less alcohol keep you from gaining weight or help you lose weight? Well, any form of alcohol has no nutritional value at all. No protein, no fat, and depending on which article you read, really no carbs. It really is just empty calories. Yes, even red wine. I know there were some studies that say that, red wine could be good for you, have some benefits to it, but that's like, red wine may have some benefits, but also I think a lot of these studies, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I know one of the documentary I just recently watched talked about, well, some of these studies are done by alcohol companies. So naturally that would be like a cigarette company saying, yeah, cigarettes are great for your health because it helps you reduce your eating. Okay, well, it also has all these other harmful effects. So, just kind of pushing some of those other facts away to make it look like really good in a certain spotlight, a very niche spotlight. So with that being said, alcohol has no nutritional value. What does that mean? Well, in order to lose weight, you need to burn more calories than you take in. Okay, so when you do that, when you drink alcohol, it raises your calories that you've imbibed or taken or whatever, which means there's less food that you can eat throughout the day. And if you're like me, which I think you are, you like to eat. And so then what happens is when you have less available calories to eat, you're going to be hungrier, and you're going to be more likely to probably binge eat at times as well. And another thing, just to add on top of that, is that alcohol, when you drink alcohol and you start to feel the effects and get towards being less sober, we'll call it, or going more towards being drunk or impaired, it is proven that you're going to be more likely to eat more. So you have less space in what I like to call your math. And so what I mean by math is your calories intake has to be less than your calories burned, or in other words, you have to burn more calories than you intake in order to lose weight. So what alcohol does is it really hurts your math, as I like to call it. So it's really increasing the calories that you intake. And then obviously it's not going to help you with the calories that you burn. And then you want to eat because, you're a human being and you need to eat. Then you have less space to eat. And then not only that, but alcohol actually makes you eat more. So you can kind of see how that contradicts itself. And really, it's certainly possible to drink alcohol, but it's like adding a huge degree of difficulty for you to be able to drink and lose weight. So with regards to sleep, alcohol actually makes it so your quality of sleep is much worse. So not having alcohol would make your sleep much better. Let me elaborate on that. While alcohol can help you get to sleep, I've actually heard a lot of our friends that talk about, oh, well, yeah, I have to have a drink just to help me get to sleep, or even for me, even though I don't drink very often, when I have alcohol, I'll, pass out earlier. Having said that though, when you are sleeping, it is well proven that your quality of sleep is much worse. And so most of us don't think about the science behind it. We say, oh, well, I got 8 hours of sleep. Well, 8 hours of sleep without alcohol is a much higher quality of sleep than 8 hours when you have been drinking. And so it's important that we think about the quality of our sleep as well when it comes to our rest. So drinking alcohol messes up your sleep cycles so you don't recover as well. Not to mention, next day, you probably don't feel so well and you're going to be less recovered and have less energy and maybe some less motivation to go work out if you exercise and such, which is also hurting your math by lowering the amount of calories you're going to be able to burn because you don't want to work out as hard or work out at all. And you're not going to recover as well, even if you are perhaps sore from a regular exercise regimen. So then it's going to keep you from wanting, not only are you already not wanting to go to the gym because you just don't feel great, but your body is going to be like, oh, wow, my muscles need a little bit more time to recover. So that just extends even more so that you need to wait in between doing workouts. So if you want to sleep better, cut out the alcohol. Reducing alcohol can make you happier. Let's talk about that. Well, this is a tricky one. See, even Leo's upset about it. Well, this is a tricky one because many people feel that drinking makes them happier. And a lot of times it's like, okay, I had a stressed day. I need that drink just to relax. And, having a little bit of dependency on that to say, okay, well, I have a lot going on. I'm tired. I'm stressed. Having a drink will make this feel better. I also know a lot of people that when you go out to restaurants, like me, I have a tiny bit of social anxiety at times, a little bit less so now that I have Leo, but with a little bit of social anxiety, some people feel like, oh, well, I need to have a drink just so I can kind of talk to people and, have more of more confidence, or, just kind of basically what it does is it helps numb your thoughts that are creating that anxiety. In my experience and the experience of my clients and my friends, a lot of people feel like, okay, I need to have this alcohol just to relax. However, I know that's really just something that masks or causes a distraction for people, for all the things that are going on through their day. And it's completely understandable, in our society to feel super stressed out, feel like, oh my gosh, I have so much to do, and to feel bad about ourselves because of, social media, marketing that's had on TV, and many other sources. However, alcohol isn't really the best answer for that. Alcohol, just like any other type of distraction, such as, video games, social media, anything where we're not focusing on the problem is really a distraction. So instead of us numbing the pain with a distraction like alcohol or video games or whatever it is, I'm not saying you can't have those for fun, but when we use those because we have a situation or an ailment like being stressed, being tired, being frustrated, that's like a chemical dependency right there. So the answer to this is when you are feeling down, feeling frustrated, is not to go for a distraction, but to actually sit with that emotion, sit with those thoughts that are happening. Even better if you can actually journal those out. And there's some sort of kinesiology thing with this, a kinesthetic reaction that happens where you're actually writing things out and it really gets them out of your head and it just relieves you of those things. So that's why journaling is such a recommended practice for people that want to feel better and be more mindful. Now, I recognize subconsciously some of these things are really hard to face. Some of these problems, some of these emotions, and especially now when a lot of us are isolating, it can be even more challenging. That doesn't mean we need to use other things to mask those problems. It just means we need to take some time and give ourselves some grace to really, if you need to cry it out, or if you need to be angry, just try to harness those feelings in a more productive way instead of distracting yourself, which is going to make those things fester and really not going to solve the problem. By evaluating your feelings and journaling those out and really understanding them instead of having that distraction, which is very easy to do, I know, you're going to be a happier person. And even if you're somebody that doesn't want to just sit by yourself, I mean, it's still a good practice to do, but even if you don't want to sit by yourself, you don't feel comfortable with that, call a friend and just talk with them. That's better than texting, I will say too. Texting is like one of my least favorite things ever. It can be useful, but calling somebody and hearing their voice, hearing their vocal inflection is going to be a lot more, lot better form of communication than I suppose texting. Now again, I don't want to completely vilify alcohol. I know I've beaten it up a little bit in this video, but I'm really just sharing the facts though. Plenty of research out there to support all these claims. So I definitely encourage you to reduce your alcohol or even eliminate it if you think you're up for it. But with any lifestyle habit, I recommend just doing it slowly. So if you drink 10 drinks a week, try out drinking just 6 drinks a week. And then maybe after a couple weeks, try out just 2 drinks a week or whatever that looks like for you. Anything in moderation is usually fine. Same with alcohol. However, many of us are well past that moderation stage. So, and plus it's going to have all these benefits as much as you are able to reduce it. So I want to hear from you. Comment below what are the benefits you've seen from maybe drinking a little bit less. How has that helped you? With that, guys, I hope you're doing well. Stay healthy, and I love you.